Welcome to D-Lab, and on the bench today I've got a real treat for you. It's a blackface Fender Vibrolux. A fella in Pennsylvania got this thing for free. He sent it to me. It's kind of rough, but I think it has potential. Let's give it a look over. Alright, here she is. The Vibrolux reverb amp. Blackface. Scan the front panel. Looks pretty good. All the original knobs are there. Cabinet has some battle damage, but all in all, looks great. Let's flip it around. Here to his backside. Take a look at that crunchy power cord. Oldie Von Moldy there. It's got the original paperwork inside, and as I said, the speakers are missing. So let's pop off the backboard, pull the chassis. I've got the hardware out. Noticed it has a Amprex rectifier tube in it. Kind of a pricey little guy there, huh? Let's get this out of here. Let's see what surprises await me. There she comes. Alright, so the problem is the baffle board is too tight against the chassis and it's binding on the front panel, so I'll have to drop that out first. Good thing that the speakers are installed. So I had to loosen that front baffle board to give this thing a little more clearance. Hopefully that does it. This one is really tight. There it comes. She looks pretty much original. Alright, let's get her down and get a good inspection going. So you can see the cord naturally fell in the garbage can because that is where it belongs. Wow. Oldie Von Moldy. There's a top side sweep. Everything looks pretty much original. Tube shields all in place. I need to take the cover off. Look at those filter caps, but first let's go underside. Alright, we'll take it nice and slow. There's a negative bias cap, original. It's got a go. Bias adjustment. Original power transformer. Nothing looks interrupted. Still has those old Ajax blue caps. The dual 25 microfarad cathode caps. It all looks original. Controls all look like the right ones. This guy got a great deal for free. So first thing I'm going to do with this old Vibrolux is make sure that it at least has some signs of life. Alright, so I cut off that old AC cord. I have a cheater cord hooked up. And that's going over to my Variac. Then when I turn on the standby, we'll be monitoring the high voltage on my Beckman meter. Right now, I just want to bring it up slowly and see if it lights up. Because if it doesn't, you may have a bad power transformer. Then it's not such a good deal for free. So I am at about 30 volts drawn. Maybe 1/4 of an amp. It's hanging steady. I believe. Nope. Thought it was a power light, but it's the sunshine coming through my window. But it is pulling current, so I'm guessing tubes are lighting, even though I can't see them. Remember, I'm not going to have any high voltage until I turn on the standby switch, but I'm not going to do that until I verify that filaments at least come up on the tubes. But look at there. I'm getting some high voltage. That's strange, because that switch is off. Interesting. That is interesting, because I got the standby off. So I just flipped the standby switch to the opposite position. And I'm still developing high voltage, regardless of whether it's on or off. So I'm guessing the standby switch is probably hacked, right? Well, we know that if we're seeing high voltage that the rectifier tube is on. So I'm going to turn it back down, and now what I want to check is see if we have our negative bias, which comes off this pot. Okay, it comes over here to the grids, the output tube. Let's see if I can get to one. There we go. Don't short out. Let's see if we have any negative voltage. Yes, we do. That's a good sign. Power supplies are working. Now, let's open up and inspect those filter caps. Here we go, last screw. I'm sure there'll be a pleasant surprise waiting under this cover. Hopefully they have not exploded right. There we go. Oh yeah. So take a look right there. See all that crap coming out of the end of the cap? It's a good thing we didn't leave this thing on. So let's change out all the caps, including the negative bias cap. Then I'll see if I can get a signal through this amp. So it's pretty cool seeing these original caps. They got some kind of a part number here. The old paper Mallory's. So they're all 16 microfarad at 450 volts. And I'm going to change all those out with these 22 microfarad 500 volt F&T caps. I use these on all my Fender amp repairs. So these are easy because you never have to remember where the positives are. They all face the same way. And some of these amps that you work on, they actually have a couple that are turned around. If you get them in backwards, guess what? Yep, kerpowie. Got a confetti generator. Fresh caps installed, and I went ahead and replaced the two 10K 10%ers with some new ones. These were out of tolerance. Alright, we've got all the caps replaced, so I'm getting ready to fire it up. But before I do that, let's put on a new grounded power cord. And the fuse holder, as you can see, is broken. So let's get another one of those installed so that we're safe when I power it up. Alright, the new fuse holder is installed. I'm going to get down here and get Mr. Death Cap out. And then we'll install the grounded power cord. So this is the initial power up after replacing the capacitors, the line cord, and the fuse holder. So I'm going to bring it up slow on the Variac, like I always do. Keep an eye on our high voltage here. Make sure we see that come up when things warm up. I'm up to about 60 volts input right now. Come on, high voltage, where you at? Nope. There it is. Stubborn. I'm up around 80 volts. So I'm monitoring the high voltage right off of the rectifier tube. Alright. Idiot lights on. Everything's cool. So I'm going to power it down, get a speaker on it, and run a signal through it. Here we go. First test. At full power. Plug it in. She's on. Kill the lights. Let it warm up a little bit. Make sure I see the tubes all glowing. Got the scope set up, looking across the dummy load. Got my leader LAG25 audio generator, providing a signal to channel 1. I'm going to flip on the standby and watch my tubes. Everything looks alright. Can we get a signal? Yep. There it is. Look at there. You can even hear it coming out of the dummy load. Pretty crazy. She's a working, guys. I'm amazed. It's clean. bit of microphonics there. But she is working. How cool is that? Alright, that's a wrap on the initial checkout of the Fender Vibrolux Blackface amp. Pretty amazing. That thing came to life after just swapping out some caps. I haven't even checked the tubes yet. Looks like it's going to be a great project. So this video was just the initial inspection and power up. Part 2, I'll change out the other caps and we'll look for those microphonics and make sure she's running clean. Good times, D-Lab Electronics. We'll see ya.